All right, guys, here we go with the second part of this video. Again, if you didn't know and did not watch the previous video, this is 69 Mars laws, the one that's done for Elon Musk to consider if we want to colonize space, the moon, and eventually Mars. So if we want to do all this cool stuff, we should start with a few things, and there's two main laws. So they're not in any given order, specific order, but the first and foremost, rules 1 and 2 must be the ones that we take care of the most, because first of all, if we do not protect women at all costs, as without women there is no civilization. This includes women having equality to men at all times. Number 2, children are the future so long as they are able to be successful and live dignified lives. So without these first two laws, the rest don't really matter, because you don't have a working or workable society and lifestyle. Number 3, ensure the minimum human rights required for a decent life are guaranteed to all humans that are alive. Obviously, this means that the priority must always be placed on the humans who are currently alive on planet, and not the theoretical children who haven't even been born yet. When you constantly work on hypotheticals, more people die and end up being treated as subpar products that are damaged, and therefore people like Trump will use their power to discard them, like the disabled and trans. Number 4, the individual human, male, female, or non-binary, is the only entity person who can make choices about their body. No government or external force has any right to decide what happens to their body, what they eat, or what they get injected with, and they are responsible to make doctor choices themselves. This ensures no government outside forces can choose to impose someone to poison themselves, chip, or harm you in any way unless it is your choice to do so, which, of course, euthanasia is one of those choices. But again, the individual has to be in charge of making that choice, unless they have authorized a family member to make that choice on their behalf in case they are incapacitated, right? If you end up at a hospital because you got hit by a bus or whatever, and you can't make that choice, sometimes you will ask your next of kin or a guardian to make that choice for you. But other than that, the government should never be involved. 5, identity documentation such as personal plastic ID card should be given to every person born on American soil as a human right, same as the birth certificate. A lot of times when we talk about voting, the issue is people don't have a way to show that they are actually an American citizen, and therefore that is voter suppression. But if every human that is born on USA soil is given a birth certificate for free, as well as an ID card, come on, a piece of paper and a piece of plastic is not very expensive. We could do that, especially in states, as I always say, like Democratic run states, like blue states, where we are paid and taxed to death. We can afford to give these things free to the people who live here and who deserve these things, right? Because they are legal citizens. Okay, number 6 is humans are the only animal on planet Earth that needs to pay to exist on Earth. This needs to end. How? By UBI, Universal Basic Income, paid in Bitcoin and food stamps, and, have, as I said before, these towns that are self-sustainable with electricity, solar panel, whatever, robots are taking care of. Small houses that you wouldn't want to use for real estate and sell and resell, so they can't be taken over by the flippers, people that flip the houses. They fix them, they make them better, and then they flip them. If you have houses that are always going to be in the same kind of, basically they're very small, they're easily to clean, maybe they're made out of plastics and stuff like that, they can always be used for and as free housing for these conditions, such as people who lose their jobs and have nowhere to go, and the homeless as a whole. So then, if you are unemployable, you have no choice but to become a slave of some kind in order to find food, shelter, and water. This leads to mass self-harm and often to mass deaths, right? That's why we need to step in right now, especially with AI and all that stuff that's happening right now, to fix this problem. So this must be solved. This is a condition created by technology and mass upscaling. The homeless condition did not exist in tribes where everyone played a role in the community, and perhaps the only homeless would be the exiled, people who committed crimes so evil they were no longer accepted by the tribe. The rite of passage, whereby young men were sent into the wild to see if they could hack it on their own or die of natural causes, was the equivalent of what modern society calls forever wars, which is horrible of a replacement. So instead of that, we should be sending people to space and doing all kinds of other things in order to basically reduce the human population. But I believe that anybody whose choice is, do you want to join the military and shoot at women and children, or would you like to do something dangerous in space, to explore space, to make it better, to find things, to mine, do all kinds of cool things in space? Everyone's going to say, well, I'm going to do space. Nobody really wants to go around shooting at women and children. So that's why we can't find enough people to join the military in the modern world, and that would be an easy fix. So it would be far smarter to have space race instead, where people also die, but at the same time, and at the very least, they want to be ordered to shoot, right? They don't want to, as I said before, you don't want to be shooting at women and children, because that causes the worst kind of PTSD from which soldiers almost never get back. And some of the times they end up taking their own lives. So please remember what society and technology experts have told us. We will fix the homeless crisis when we have the ability to bring education to the masses. Well, here it comes, the printing press. Surprise, surprise, no solution for the homeless. Then we forward to basic automation like cars. Now that the world is smaller, we will fix the homeless crisis, they said. Yes, you guessed it, nobody fixed it. Let us fast forward to the rise of the computer. Same, the computers got smaller and we got the PC. Then we got laptops, then we got smartphone. Fast forward to AI, or not real artificial intelligence, but large language models. This isn't real artificial intelligence, as I said before. But still, we have no solution. So now our top AI technologists tell us we need to wait for super intelligence to solve the problem. This is an endless let's kick the can down the road to the point where maybe someday we will fix it if super intelligence, basically a human-made God, will take care of it, right? So we always want to pass down the problem to someone else to do it. We are just being lazy, greedy, and evil. So super intelligence, a man-made God, will not fix it. It will always be someone else's problem and responsibility. And we cannot continue to do this endlessly. We must fix the problem and act now. If you see what some of the Chinese are doing with building roads in China and automation in China, you know that we can totally create these self-sustaining cities that I talk about, where everything from the building of houses, the fixing of the roads and all that stuff is all, and the cleaning of the houses, everything, including perhaps even doctors and stuff, can all be automated. And this could take care of the homeless crisis from now until the end of time. I will see you guys in the next video, where we're going to start with law number 7 of the 69 laws for Mars and Elon Musk.